The New Balance Fresh Foam X 1080 V13. It's a running shoe that's for you, for me, for the super fast and the super slow. It's a shoe that will take care of your legs and allow you to fly from time to time. It's super soft and super fun, and for me, it's a super upgrade from last year's model. What's going on, guys? My name is Chris. I'm a YouTuber that likes to talk about running and running shoes, and today we are going to talk about the New Balance Fresh Foam X 1080 version 13. But before we get into the shoe, I just want to talk about a few disclosures. This is a shoe I purchased with my own money. No one has had an opportunity to see this video before you do. All of my thoughts and opinions are my own, so take that with a grain of salt. I don't know. Also, if you like this content and you want to see more, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, leave a comment below and let me know what you think of these videos. We're approaching 500 subscribers, which is crazy. I really appreciate all the support out there and would love to get to the 1,000 mark. Also, please consider heading over to my Instagram channel and giving me a follow there, and also check me out on Strava. I'll leave the links below. The New Balance Fresh Foam X 1080 version 13 is a shoe that I was kind of excited to try because I had the version 12 and I did not like it at all. And I really gave it a few opportunities. I think I ran 50 miles on the shoe. I just had a lot of issues with the comfort in that shoe. I felt like the foam was pretty dull and not very responsive. It had that kind of like slab under your foot clapping the ground. I took it on a long run and it was in a lot of pain by the end of the run, and so I actually just gave the shoe away to my dad and said, "Dad, I hope you have more fun with it than I did." I am so happy and so pleased to let you know that with the version 13, it feels like a completely different shoe. It looks like a completely different shoe. It does feel luxurious. It is very squishy, very bouncy, very comfortable to run in. It is not a racer by any means, but I was able to pick up the pace in the shoe and feel pretty good about it. So before we get into what it was like to run in the shoe, let's talk about the specs. So for the New Balance Fresh Foam X 1080 version 13, the size 9 comes in at 9.3 ounces or 263 grams. It's a very fun, lightweight feeling shoe. It does get kind of heavy after a workout with all the sweat that does unfortunately kind of get retained in the upper of the shoe, but before you take it out in your first run, you take it out of the box and it does feel very light, very fluffy. It has a heel stack of 37 millimeters and a forefoot stack of 31 millimeters, giving it a 6 millimeter drop. I would say that this shoe feels true to size. I wear a size 8, kind of hard to find in stores, so I'm always ordering my shoes from Running Warehouse, and this is one of the more truer, comfortable shoes that I've been able to pick up in a little while. I've just found lately that it feels like there's a lot of room in the toe box on some of the newer models, but with the shoe, this felt pretty true to size. The big deal in this shoe is definitely the Fresh Foam X. It is a very soft, very squishy, fun foam. You can see that it's got a lot of squishiness, a lot of give inside the shoe, and you feel it immediately. As soon as you put these shoes on, you can kind of feel the sink in, the little wobbly. At times, it feels a little unstable. That would be maybe the biggest immediate difference I felt when putting it on compared to the V12 is that it just had, because it was so squishy, so plush, I could tell that my heel was a little wobbly in the back, but it's a small tick against it. I think as soon as you start running, it's not that big of a deal. It feels pretty good. Yeah, I would say that it's definitely a squishy, comfortable, fun, responsive foam. I think most people, when they put them on, they're going to feel that right away. The outsole, it's a lightweight rubber outsole, very durable. I ran this shoe on some, newly falled leaves on the ground, and I found that to be extremely grippy. I had no issues with the traction on the ground in this shoe. I don't usually go out on a run after it's rained, so that wasn't really something I did here. But I did take it out on some roads that were completely saturated in pine needles and leaves and everything that you'll find in the fall time on a trail. And these shoes held up just fine. Very grippy, very comfortable. And after about 35, I think I'm almost at 40 miles right now, they're holding up just fine. This does have a knit mesh upper. It's made with very, very soft materials, and it does have somewhat of a soft, stretchy feel. It's not as stretchy as like the New Balance SE Trainer V1. I still feel like that is an unrivaled upper across the board. I think it's a little more comfortable than the New Balance SE Trainer V2. It just has a very like luxurious, fluffy feeling upper. The heel counter on this is quite literally a pillow. And same with the tongue. They're both very similar, and they do wrap the foot well. The lockdown is great. Did not need to use a runner's knot with this shoe. And it just felt very, very posh to run in this shoe. In terms of the materials, feel premium, and it's just a very comfortable shoe to run in. What's it like to run in the New Balance Fresh Foam X 1080 V13? So I will say, putting the shoe on, taking it out on the road, it feels like just an extremely comfortable daily trainer, something that you'll want to take out on most of your runs. It's the kind of shoe that you'll do the set it and forget it setting. This is definitely for just, I think, more of your easy miles, some of your long runs, or your getting back into it on Monday runs. It's just an extremely comfortable shoe underfoot. It doesn't ask you to do a whole lot. There's the amount of foam underfoot is the reason why this shoe I think is so special, because that Fresh Foam X is a very responsive, very squishy foam that you do feel the entire time, the entire ride. It just feels so comfy. It's a very comfy shoe, and I really liked that. I took this out on a 9-mile easy run, no crazy paces in there. I did take this out on a few quality sessions. Yesterday was like 5K repeats, and it handled really well. It's not a snappy shoe, but you wouldn't expect it to be snappy. But it was comfortable to run in. I could kick it up in this shoe, and I didn't feel, probably because I'm up on my toes a little bit more, the squirrely nature that's under your heel with this foam isn't really a factor when you're going faster. But I think that this shoe can do a lot of things really well. I don't know that I'm super excited about the price on this one. This comes in at $165. I think that this should be priced more in like the $139.99, $140 price range. This shoe does feel like a premium shoe, especially when you hold it in hand and see all of the details that went into the design of the shoe. I really love this colorway. This is I don't know why when I first saw this, like Bluey, the cartoon, it reminded me of that a lot. But when I first saw it, I'm like, what a weird colorway, what a weird choice. But no, I mean, it kind of pops. It's kind of super sexy. But it was it just super comfortable shoe to run in. I feel like you could easily make this your workhorse daily trainer and do 300-400 miles in this thing. What's weird is it doesn't feel like like a Silverado. You know, it doesn't feel like it's like gritty and it's ready to take a beating. It doesn't feel like that kind of shoe, but I have no doubt that it can. What I mean by that is the materials are so lightweight, so fluffy that it feels like something that might fray quickly over time. It feels like the foam underneath, once you get through the outsole rubber, if you do work through that the foam that is exposed on the bottom is going to tear up really quick. I don't know that that's going to be the case, and I don't know that I'm going to get to the mileage where I'll see if that happens. Maybe I will. And then the upper, if there's any complaint I have about the way that this felt to run in, I did notice that this thing does soak up sweat quite a bit. It is a bit of a sponge up top, so you kind of trade in the comfort and the that pillowy goodness for the fact that it's going to soak up your sweat and your water, and that adds a little bit of weight to the shoe. Most shoes have that problem. I'd say because this one is so squishy and there's a lot of texture material in the upper, it has more opportunity to soak up more water, take a little bit longer to dry it out. I think that this shoe is going to be a great choice for everyone. I don't think this is for any particular runner. I think someone that's just looking for a great daily trainer that they can wear for just the 2 or 3 runs that go on a week. This is a great option. For somebody that is training for a marathon and they've got 3 or 4 just easy runs throughout the week where they're just working on their aerobic base, this is a great option. And I think probably if someone's just looking for a great shoe to walk around in, so if they're like a pretty serious walker and they go on one maybe every day after work or something, this is a great shoe for you too. It's a really comfortable shoe. It's a really sharp looking shoe, and I think it's got everything you're looking for in a modern daily trainer in 2024. I was so happy to see that this shoe was not just a carbon copy of the last one with like new colorways and a few different changes to the design. For me, it's a complete redesign of the shoe, and it was just a completely different feel than the last one, and I was pleasantly surprised, super happy that this was, it turned more into a shoe that worked for someone like me. I don't know exactly what it was about the version 12 that I didn't like, other than the fact that it just felt very boring, very stiff. I understand that a lot of people loved it for their mileage, for those like easy miles, but for whatever reason, it just brought me a lot of pain and headache, and it was just, I never really enjoyed putting it on. I kind of loathed the fact that it was in the rotation when it was. So super stoked that this is what it is now. This is the new 1080, and hopefully they'll stick with this design for some time to come. I love this shoe. Super comfortable. I recommend it to anybody. Again, wish the price tag was a little lower. It's not, but I think this is a great option for people that are looking for their next workhorse daily trainer, set it and forget it shoe. Thanks again for everybody that has come to the channel. Again, if you find yourself here for the first time, please think about liking, subscribing, leave a comment below. There'll be more shoe review content coming out, more race review content coming out, and I'm sure I'm just going to talk about myself every now and then, and I hope that's okay. Like always, stay safe out there. Catch you on the flip side.